Evening and welcome. The Town of Port Royal's July 10th, 2024 council meeting called to order here a few minutes after 6:30. Just getting it started. Up first, we've got the Pledge of Allegiance. I'll ask Councilman Owens to lead us in that, please, if we'll all rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Invocation, Councilman Ashmore, please.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the many blessings of life, and thank you for this opportunity that you give us to do the business of our town. Lord, let everything we do here be pleasing in your sight. Let it be used to glorify your kingdom. Be with each person here tonight. Take them home safely and give them a good night's sleep and a wake up in the morning. These things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Okay, next we've got approval of some minutes. I've got the minutes from the budget workshop number 3 of June 5th, 2024, minutes of the public hearing, June 5th, 2024, minutes from the council workshop of June 5th, 2024, and minutes from the council meeting, June 12th of 2024. I'll take a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved that we approve the minutes from budget workshop June 5th, public hearing June 5th, minutes from the council workshop June 5th, and minutes from the council meeting on June 12th.
Okay, can you get a second?
Second.
Oh, right. Any discussion, changes, corrections?
None noted.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, minutes are passed. Up next, proclamation. We got a proclamation of Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week. We are blessed to have the one and only Miss Queen Quat with us in our presence. Miss Queen, if you'd like to stand up and say a few words. We've got a proclamation here. I'm going to read into the record, but yes, ma'am. I'll read the ordinance first. How have you been? Yeah, it's good to see you. If you want to come stand up at the podium here. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Town of Port Royal, Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week, celebrating Gullah Geechee Tekinistan Healing the Land. How was that? Whereas Africans began arriving on the Sea Islands in the 1500s, and whereas the population of these Africans increased as chattel enslavement grew in the 1600s, and whereas these Africans began to engage with, and in some instances created families with indigenous Americans in the region, and whereas the descendants of this group are called Gullah Geechee, and whereas the group of self-sufficient people came together in 1999 throughout the Sea Islands and the low country of the Carolinas, Georgia, and Florida to stand on their human right to self-determination, and to whereas the group took on year to elect their own leader, and whereas the elected and installed St. Helena Island native whose family roots also stem from Palawana and Dotha Islands, Queen Quat, chiefess of the Gullah Geechee Nation, and whereas Queen Quat has served as the official head Pundaboodie and spokesperson for the Gullah Geechee since July 2nd, 2000. And whereas the theme for this year's celebration is celebrating Gullah Geechee, to kin a stand and healing the land. And whereas we support the continuation of Gullah Geechee culture, heritage, and sustainability of the Gullah Geechee Nation. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Kevin Phillips, and the Port Royal Town Council do hereby proclaim July 27th, 2024, through August 4th, 2024, Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week, and call upon all of our citizens to celebrate with the citizens of the Gullah Geechee Nation under the theme, celebrating Gullah Geechee, to kin a stand to heal the land.
All right.
Yes,
Go on,
ma'am.
Mia.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you one more again to the town of Port Royal. I just said it for the snow. I said, oh, the fella done read up on me. He ain't been in the mail last year. So congratulations. So glad to see you in this position and thing like that. And of course, homeboy from right across the creek, you on that thing that y'all teeth and bring on the Port Royal. And so glad to see all of you. and things like that. And so glad one more again that we going to celebrate and launch off Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week right here in Beaufort County on Saturday, July the 27th, noon, right at Penn School, as we would say, or Hunter Children call them Penn Center now. And so noon that day, all the way to Shree. I could tell you, like I tell them yesterday evening in the city, Shree just a placeholder because they're turning, but won't go home. So and me and say, stop dead, stop 3 o'clock. Okay, let's God say so. It probably going longer, but if you want to get there, it might not be nothing for your damn fun if you get there for 2:30. So for all the 100 children would just get to this now and you don't speak Gullah, trust and believe me, Saturday, July 27th, we start at noon, we technically end at 3. I can't promise you that food will still be there if you get there past 2:30. Because there will be lots of good Gullah Geechee food there, all right? And so we're gonna have a very good time launching with Gullah Geechee Family Day. I have some flyers for any of you up there that would like to have them, and I'll leave some also out here in the town hall. But it's definitely an honor every year to be able to come here to Port Royal. And one of the things I wanna share with you while I have an opportunity is that I thought of this town while I was in Greece. Now, I don't know, I know Brother Darrell, you follow me online. I don't know who else here does. But I saw a dolphin with trash in it, right? At the Our Oceans Conference. I said, oh, it's like our alligator. I have to get a picture. And so now I share those pictures side by side to really show how progressive Port Royal has been in regard to alerting people to the importance of taking care of our environment. From the rookery to making sure that people understand picking up their own debris and so on and clearing that. And we're right now working with a NIFWIF grant that is also helping us with our South Atlantic Salt Marsh Initiative. So I'm hoping that when it's cool, we can also have a special event here in Port Royal and really walk around the rookery and educate people more about the importance of the salt marsh, the importance of our wetlands, and what you all are doing right here and really feature this town. So I'm looking forward to that opportunity, but it felt good to be in another part of the world and not be in a place named Port Royal somewhere else, but immediately think about Port Royal, and it really brought a smile to my face. So I wanted you all to know that and to share that. And I have a wonderful picture of Darrell and I that day that
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that's right.
the alligator was unveiled of us standing there, so down by it. And so a lot of people get to see that. So it's good to see him to eat up the trash and not the damn front of me. Okay. And so thank y'all for the work you're doing. And I also want to let y'all know I dropped to 20 miles an hour. I see that y'all now have the 22-mile-an-hour signs that was discussed. What was it, last year?
Yes, sir.
While I was here. So I'm so happy to see that and to see what you're doing to make awareness about what our veterans are going through too. So keep up the excellent work that y'all are doing here. Peace
ma'am.
and blessings, everyone.
Can we take a picture with you?
Sure.
Yes, ma'am. All right,
You
let's
know
step
that.
down there. And I'll let you know, that grass video.
You
Saw
saw
that.
Sweetgrass video?
Good job.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, one, two.
Thank you, Queen.
Girl, I ain't, I'm gonna be there on time. I'm gonna probably be there early, because I won't miss. I know that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Queen. Always a pleasure to have you and be in your presence. So thank you for being here. Thank you for everything you do to keep that history and that culture alive. It's so important. So absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Up next, we got a presentation, Help of Beaufort, bands, brews, and barbecues. Ms. Lori, hey.
Hey, how are you? Good. So this is Lori from Help of Beaufort, and she is with the Zonta Club.
So we are basically going to take over the event. We're looking to take over the event for Friends of Carolina Hospice. They were no longer able to do it, so we've met with Brooke and Captain Massey a few times about the event, about the layout and everything, and basically just want to keep everything the same. Not really change much, just have the same venue. That's pretty much it.
Okay. And when again will this be?
Next February 14th and 15th, I believe, on the Friday and Saturday.
Chicken wings on Friday.
Yep.
Are we judging?
Same thing, yeah, hometown hero, yeah,
Yeah, we judging?
Are we judging this year?
sure.
So,
Is
Yeah,
it
we-
still part of the circuit, the barbecue circuit? This
Yes,
is the
yeah, we're
first-
already registered, yeah,
So this is the first stop of it?
yeah, it kicks off the season, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
yeah,
We're excited.
we've been judges the last few years or something, the wing competition. Yeah,
Mhm.
enjoy that Friday night. So, but no, that's great. Thank you all so much for
Okay.
stepping in. You know, Fort Royal, we love our festivals. We love to party in the street and get together. So thank you all for stepping in and kind of keeping this one going because it does pack out. It's a big one.
Yeah.
People really look forward
Yeah, it's a
to
big
it.
undertaking.
I'm sure, yeah. So
experience.
Yeah.
absolutely. So thank you all for picking it up, and keeping it going here in Fort Royal. So any questions or comments?
No, sir.
No, thank you. again
So
for
yeah, thank you all. And again, just let us know
Okay.
what you need from us and how we can help.
Okay,
Sweet.
all right, thank you,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Okay, rolling along. Up next, council briefing.
Sure. Before I get into a
And
few
Willis.
details, I want to announce something real quick. You know,
With the gavel.
Brooke, could you come on? All right. So you probably noticed her family is in the audience this evening.
We don't know why.
They were just coming to hang out and watch us.
And I noticed,
Just wanted to
Noah's
see
wife is
them.
here as well, and I thought maybe I was supposed to say something nice about him, but I'm not sure what I'm going to say yet, but I'll think of something. But anyways, yeah, I was like, wait a minute, did I make a promise? Maybe. So just real quickly, in 2017, we hired Brooke as the clerk to council. It became readily apparent that she had some skills that could be better utilized doing additional things for the town. So we worked with her. There were a lot of projects she took on during that time. And then I said, well, you know, we've got some great potential here. And so obviously we made her director of administrative services a couple of years ago, and she's progressed. She's working on her master's program. We've been,
For what university?
it's Orange. I do pay tuition there for one student, so it is Clemson University.
So we're so proud of that.
Right. So having said that, you know, she has stepped up the last couple of years, done a fantastic job. Y'all obviously noticed the work that she's doing with the town. So I'm here to officially designate her the assistant town manager for the town of Port Royal. And I think this is something that she certainly deserves. And obviously, eventually, she'll probably transition to another job, hopefully not too soon.
If that's why you're promoting her, don't.
So, but anyways, I just wanted y'all to be introduced to our new assistant town manager.
A little bit about yourself.
Put me on the spot.
Welcome.
Right. Well, I mean, you all know me for a while now. We moved to the area in 2010. My husband and I, wasn't husband at that time, but fiance. And our first home was in Port Royal. Then it grew to be our first business was in Port Royal. Our family grew, and getting a job in Port Royal has been amazing. It's felt like home. And it's a special place, and I look forward to spending many years here with Port Royal. And thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Want to get a picture? The family? Come on, family. Man's in this one. Front
Hey, y'all see that color he's got on? Absolutely.
One, two, three.
Thanks for promoting Two for one.
Oh,
Yeah, I did.
just-
I'll just take the blame,
it's all
guys.
good.
I just have three things I want to add to the
Okay.
briefing. The resume list is running to 30+.
Wow.
For the chief's position, and Brooke and I are working through most of those resumes now. We have some really good candidates. So we'll be paring that down to get it to more manageable size to conduct interviews. And, once we work through that process, there'll probably be a public component of it to introduce the potential candidates to the public as well as council. So we're putting together the board of people that we will be conducting the interviews, and we'll keep it moving. It's probably gonna be the end of August before beginning of August, we'll get to the resumes and come up with the interviews. All right. Second thing, the deed has been prepared for Old Shell Road and the adjacent property that we need for the Naval Hospital sidewalk.
Woo-hoo.
So there's progress there. That was Laurel Roten, who works for the Naval Hospital. That used to serve on one of our boards, very familiar, and has been very instrumental in moving this forward. So we're incredibly pleased. And then the last thing I just wanted to talk about is the 12th Street sidewalk on the school side, pouring concrete tomorrow. And I think again on Tuesday, and we'll probably have that side of 12th Street wrapped up by the end of next week, from what I was told today. They are having to, obviously we were very careful with our oak trees. And so we had Michael Murphy come and do an evaluation as to how we will handle the way we maneuver around that tree. So, and that's all I got, unless you have any questions.
Any, we talked about it last week, so I know it's only been a week, but just with, I know you also, Jordan, talks about setting up something to where we could do some minor replenishments or improvements to Sands Beach without having to go through the whole ordeal of a permit and all that.
We've cut the engineer loose, signed the contract so that he can work with OCRM on a plan of what we can do on an ongoing basis to address that. Yeah, because right now there is that major hole that's cutting through. I wouldn't call it a hole. That's where the tide is moving in and out and relocating that sand. So it will be a little bit of a challenge, but we have to do it the right way. And we're going to try to expedite it as quickly as we can.
Maybe they'll let us put a pipe.
That's our
in it.
engineer calling it.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns? Just kind of go with, I was gonna say some of my comments, but any issues with 4th of July, anything good?
No. Once we got the barge squared away and
Yeah.
once the tide came in and lifted it off the bottom at the boat landing, everything was okay.
Well,
They were a little
great
nervous. I
display.
said, don't worry, tide will lift it. So all good.
Yeah,
Great display.
it was a great show. I've
That's
heard
some good
nothing but
feedback,
great
yes.
things yet from everybody.
Right.
And I think it seems like the system of getting everybody in and out kind of gets better and better every year. It seems
Absolutely.
like.
Thank
So,
the PD for that.
Yeah, it's kind of always tweaking that exit strategy. So, but no, I heard nothing. I mean, just anybody was like, it was hot, but we can't do anything about that. So, I mean, it's July in South Carolina. So.
Yeah, we can't do much about that.
So, but no, just a great job by the staff and everybody. And it's amazing how many people can come in there, have a good time, leave, and it gets cleaned up and there's really, for the most part, no problem.
In the civil
In
manner.
the civil manner, no issues, and it's great. So thank you all very much. It was, the show was great. So. Everybody else also good?
Good.
Okay.
Isn't more here?
Yeah.
He's all right. He's all right.
George, you there?
I am, guys.
Hello?
It's a little delay, I think.
We'll give 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're moving on.
Yeah, right here, guys.
Up next, first readings. Oh, I apologize. Public comment. This time, Mayor will recognize members of the audience who have submitted speaker forms. Just gonna go ahead and do this one. I don't know if it is agenda or not agenda. Mr. Stephen Jones. Come on down.
Okay. Homework for everybody.
During the summer.
Yeah, summer. Hey, this is far from ordinary, right?
Summer homework. sir. Thank you.
Perfect, Bob.
Okay. I'm not gonna go on with a big, long thing. Mainly, I've got a very big concern as I have for the 9 years that I've been back in Port Royal. In my section of the 1000 block of 12th Street has got to be the most dangerous street in Port Royal, in the old town of Port Royal. The, the AA building that's next to my house, I walked by there tonight before coming here. There are 20 cars, and this is not a lot of cars. This is just their normal meeting. 20 cars parked on the lawn of this building, which is not what it's intended for. But they all park there. Nobody wants to park on Paris Avenue and walk to the meetings. They want to just, they'll pull up to the front door and they tell me, well, this is for the for handicap. There's not that many handicapped people that they're going there. It's just an excuse. But I've taken photos here of the street at different times. And I walk my dog down this street. And since they've repaved it, the street is dark. I mean, down at towards Madrid Avenue, that end has street lights. It's lit up. And it's fairly safe, even though people are parking all on the shoulder of the road instead of behind their houses like they were intended to be done. The ones across the street from me that they just built, those 5 houses, they can't even get to their garages because of the way that it was designed. I asked one of them, I said, can you actually park in your garage? And she said, well, she can park, her husband can park his motorcycle and she can park the little car that she's got, but his vehicle will not go back there. And that road goes back behind there. It makes a 90-degree turn that there's no way that anybody can navigate that. So the garages are just being used. They're not even using it for golf carts. They're parking their golf carts in front of the house too. I try walking my dog down there in the evening after it gets dark. And several times I've almost gotten run over as they turn off of Paris Avenue onto the street. And they don't cut a 90-degree turn. They're taking an angle and coming across. So they're not even seeing what's around the corner as they're coming around. And I've almost been hit several times. There's nowhere for me to walk with the dog because there are no sidewalks. And if you look at these pictures and get back here, many of the people living on the street are parking on the sidewalk. They're not parking off the sidewalk and in the road. They pull up on the sidewalk so you can't even walk on the sidewalk. I just don't understand why we can't get some kind of enforcement on this kind of stuff. All it would take, especially at AA, a couple of tickets, even warning tickets, they'll get the message. But as it is now, there's no penalties, no ramifications, so they just park where they want. I finally got them quit parking in my yard, but we'll see how long that lasts.
Thank you. Thanks for putting this together. I mean, we just passed that most recent parking ordinance. Who gives parking tickets? Is that I don't know, is that codes or is that PD?
Police department.
Okay. So then we'll just get with them and then we can is there any way we can maybe get?
Yeah, I'd appreciate any help because
when they're scheduled that meeting, so.
They're every day, aren't they?
Yes.
pardon me.
Al-Anon every day.
Meetings every night.
Yeah.
We need to park on Paris Avenue.
I mean, this is just an everyday occurrence and you can see several of them, they're still parking in front of the stop sign.
Yeah.
And they'll park so close that if you're coming down 12th Street, you don't even know there's a stop sign there until you're right on top of it.
Yeah.
Parking on the sidewalk is.
It's tough because that street, 12th Street there and on 11th Street where Mike lives, because that's the pathway to get down to Fish Camp and Shell Ring. And, there's a lot of traffic on the road as it is, but you get a semi truck in there, there's a picture there and they're unloading stuff. You can't even fit a car in between there and the shoulder because there's cars parked on the shoulder.
Yes,
Where was
sir.
that semi going that day?
I would appreciate any help I could get on this.
See, what was that semi doing in there? Where was it
Coming
going?
through, just coming
It
through.
was just cutting through. Okay.
Chief, did you get a copy of this that shows the cars and all on the sidewalks that, I mean, I was asking Wickerman, if he got a copy of this. I'll let you have my copy. And there's a lot of cars that are completely on the sidewalk. They need to be ticketed. I mean, we're spending all that money putting sidewalks in and the people are paying for it. They don't need to do that.
All right, thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Okay, up next, that was the only part that I have. Up next, first readings, ordinance 2024-15. An ordinance to authorize the town manager to convey excess real property to facilitate construction of sidewalks within the town described as 1202 15th Street. We are?
Yeah, there's the property located up. This is in compliance with the sidewalk construction program. It's 75 feet along 15th Street and 100 feet along Columbia.
Great. It's a great program. Love to see people utilizing it. Take a motion to adopt 2024-15.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion, comments?
Always good to have you on my side.
Yeah, all right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. It's unanimous. Up next, second reading. Sticking with the same theme, 2024-12, an ordinance to authorize the town manager to convey excess real property, facilitate construction of sidewalks within the town described as 806 16th Street.
Yeah, this is obviously, this is 168 feet along 16th Street. It is also in compliance with the sidewalk construction program.
I'll entertain a motion to adopt 2024-12.
I make a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-12.
Second.
Any comments, suggestions? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, it's unanimous. Okay, up next, 2024-13, an ordinance transferring the authority to conduct municipal elections to the County Election Commission, repealing section 6-8 Municipal Election Commission within chapter 6 elections and amending section 6.9, 6.10, 6.11, chapter 6 elections of the town of Port Royal Code of Ordinance.
Yeah, this is, we were having issues identifying volunteers to serve on our municipal election board. This would transfer the authority to administer the municipal elections to Beaufort County. They have the resources and manpower to manage those elections.
We'll see them. Hopefully, maybe we'll start to get results in earlier. Beaufort County is always one of the last ones that post on election day. So,
They want to be certain.
okay. Entertain a motion to adopt 2024-13.
So moved that we adopt 2024-13.
Can I get a second? Okay. Any comments, questions, concerns? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, 2024-13 passes unanimously. Rolling along, up next, council action. MOA, memorandum of agreement for the provision of secure detention services within the South Carolina Department of Juvenile Justice, SCDJJ Detention Center for the fiscal year of 2024-25.
This is just a formalization of the arrangement between our police department and the town of Port Royal and the South Carolina Department of Juvenile Justice Detention Center. There are state and federal laws that mandate how the separation of juveniles and adult offenders. And this kind of lays out transport and associated issues.
All right. So we'll entertain a motion to adopt the memorandum of agreement between the town of Port Royal and the South Carolina Department of Juvenile Justice.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments, questions, concerns? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay. Rolling along. Up next, we've got an appointment for our short-term rental task force, in which have you seen has their very first meeting tomorrow. So anyone listening, if you're on it, make sure you're here. And, we had a executive session last week to discuss personnel matters. And one of them was the appointment of this last person. It is a person of 4. And at this time, I would entertain a motion that we appoint Megan LaFontaine to the short-term rental task force.
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Just a second. Any comments, questions, concerns?
No, that gives us 5. That's what we need on the board.
Yes, sir.
Who are the members? Can you tell us the members, Lynn?
Debbie Ball,
Okay,
Megan LaFountain,
okay.
David Fletcher, Wendy Zara,
Barbara Berry.
Barbara Berry.
Okay, I think that's a good mix, and that's 5. Yeah, I think that's good. Thank you.
And like I said, they've already got an agenda posted and they meet tomorrow. So
Nice.
they'll be here in the conference room or.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so, it's something we've been trying to get set up and we finally got our group. So we'll go from there. Up next, we've got a council action for the approval of purchase of a vehicle for Public Works.
Yeah, one of the vehicles is currently being used and it's being utilized by Vaughn. He drives around town, picks up all the garbage, checks in on maintenance issues on all of the parks and doggy facilities all around town. So we decided to get something a little bit small, a little more fuel efficient. We identified this truck as a potential purchase, obviously low mileage. We have the funds to purchase it. And so we're requesting that council approve the purchase of the truck for $23,565.
That's a good price.
Out the door.
Yeah, it's
Right.
2021.
2021, that's a great price.
Is it 22,587 or 23?
With everything
Tax
is
and tax.
$23,565.
And this will be for who or anybody?
Public Works, Vaughn.
Public Works.
Okay.
Public Works.
So what's he in right now?
The 2007
Suburban?
Ford Expedition.
Expedition.
Okay, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I think everybody in this town.
Someone else gonna get that or is that gonna get retired?
And I wouldn't, it's on its last leg. It'll probably, we will
It's gonna retire
auction it
itself?
off.
Okay. Okay. It's gonna, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, well, that's good. We've talked about that. It was one of the things during the retreat, talking about Public Works and trying to get them some of the equipment and the tools that they need and what they do over there. They do so much with so little, so that's good to see them.
We need a vote. We need
Yes,
to
approval.
make an approval.
Yep.
Yes.
So I make a motion to approve the purchase of the vehicle for Public Works.
Second.
Okay, any comments, discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's approved. Okay. Up next, important dates. I was just talking about this. Tomorrow, July 11th, Short-Term Rental Task Force meeting at 4 p.m. Then Friday, can you believe it? Already, the 68th Annual Beaufort Water Festival will begin. It's already that time of year. One of the best times in this area, so hopefully you can get out there and get to as many nights as you can. It's always a great time in the community. It's an amazing event. Is it, would you say, the longest running or second? running?
Yes, it's 68 years. So it's the longest consecutive running all-volunteer festival in the state of South Carolina.
It's great.
It's pretty special.
It's something to be proud of, and they do an amazing job. So,
Yep.
So that starts on Friday. Like, again, I cannot believe that. That's amazing. Next Tuesday, the 16th, Redevelopment Commission meeting at 4:30 here at Town Hall. Wednesday, July 17th through Saturday, July 20th, the Municipal Association of South Carolina is holding one of its annual conferences in Greenville. Some of council will be there. Some will be
Water
at
Festival.
Water Festival. Some will be there and some will be here. So
Who's going this year? Okay, no. That's another good trip ahead of this.
I know.
Yeah, I do too.
Thursday, July 18th, Design Review Board meeting at 5:30 here at Town Hall. And then Monday, July 22nd, Planning Commission meeting at 5:30 here at Town Hall as well. Is there any comment? I mean, any other dates or anything? anyone wants to know?
Since we just did the proclamation for the, what was the proclamation?
See if we can get that to SK, get that
Yeah.
out.
We have the Gullah Geechee Family Day on July 27th at Penn Center at noon until 3 p.m.
Okay, so that's coming up. See if we get something, I'll get that in our newsletter. We're just kind of going through it with them quick. Anybody else got anything they want to
No, sir.
throw on there? Okay. I will let you know, for Waterfest on the 14th, on that Sunday, down at Henry Chambers, they've got a dunk tank set up. If you come down for that, you might recognize some of the people in that. So if you want to come down and dunk some local politicians, come on and, you might see some people in the dunk tank on that Sunday. So now I open it up for public comment. Recognize the members of the audience who have submitted forms. Nobody has, however, Anybody got anything?
Oh, we want to recognize David Strong. He's our commissioner with Beaufort Jasper Water.
Any update with Beaufort Jasper Sewer Water Authority you'd like to give? Yes, sir.
David Strong.
Took a shower today. Water still works.
Water store.
Still working.
I guess the one comment that I would make is that it's really critical that we encourage all of our citizens to pay attention to the communications that have come out recently regarding controlling the amount of usage and how and when they do for irrigation in particular. It's been in the papers. It's it's been part of what we've been communicating through our correspondence with all the folks that are customers. So I would just encourage, and I'm hoping, we just talked about this today in a meeting that I attended, to try to get back in our newsletter to encourage people not to water on Monday and to not water between the hours of 3 and 9 a.m. And that will help to really mitigate the amount of water that's going out on an annual or on a daily basis. We've been exceeding 30,000 or 30 million gallons per day of water use.
So what's our capacity?
Capacity right now is north of 35, but this, and we're in the process of building in addition to the Perrysburg facility, but that doesn't come online until middle of next year. That gets us, well above 45, but it's really important that people, it's not a matter of having capacity, it's a matter of when people use it in a real concentrated amount in certain portions of the week. So if we can spread that out over the course of the week, we'll be fine. And we have a huge capital improvement plan coming over the course of the next 5 years that is very challenging, to say the least. Yeah.
So I met with Charlie Stone recently.
Yeah.
We talked about some of the projects. I don't know if y'all met with him or not, but maybe we could get Charlie to come to one of our meetings and present, because capacity was an issue that we hit on.
Yeah.
Now say this out loud. We've got 35 million gallons and we're using 30 million.
It's getting close.
That's getting close.
Again,
Yeah.
it's close.
That's getting real close. That's getting close to where, oh, wow, that shower might not be working.
Yep.
And you're right. It's about educating people just in irrigation. Tuesday, Saturdays, even number, Wednesday, Sunday, odd numbers, no watering on Sundays, and as you were, no water on Mondays.
Mondays.
Yeah. So just getting everybody in that mindset of being efficient, because we've got a ton of people moving to the area and water's important. We all have to have it. So if we can get Charlie here and he can come talk a little bit about it, I think that'd be
Yeah,
great.
we just talked about that at the last board meeting. And he has been a wonderful addition to our staff from a government interface standpoint. But I talked to both he and Verna about coming and making a presentation sometime in the near future. I think that would be helpful.
Yeah, I mean, real good.
Time. Okay,
You're doing a lot of good things out there, so thank you.
you bet.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks.
And maybe that's something with our social media, just when those alerts come out, that we turn around and push those out any way that we can. Because I did see the one about watering in the morning and trying not to do that. So, but yeah, any way we can just kind of push that message out there.
Yeah, because we don't want to cut showers.
Yeah.
I'm down to 1 week. So.
More than 50% of the water usage county is running on loss. More than 50%. That's frightening.
Yeah.
Let's think about, we're producing water that is the highest quality in the state of South Carolina. It's going in the ground.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
It's got to change.
Okay. I also see we've got Councilman Josh Scaletti from the city of Beaufort in the back. Any comments, any updates you got from the city of Beaufort?
No, nothing specifically. I would advocate, I think it'd be good for us to have maybe a joint council meeting in the near future. We can
Yeah.
coordinate that, especially with the county passing the sales tax referendum, maybe we could collaborate a little bit. So I don't know if we can have a conversation in that direction, but I think it'd be good for us. But I didn't come with anything planned or that they feel.
That's it. Yeah, that'd be good. Who hosted the last one?
I think you guys did, pretty sure. So
Yeah,
the
we
next
did.
one is on us to host.
Yeah.
So,
Tell us when, we'll be there.
sounds good.
Absolutely.
Will he be joining Sunday?
Dunk tanks.
No, because that'll be on duty at fire department. So-
Oh,
Sure.
whatever.
Our council's kind of running the same conflict with the municipal association and water festival. So unfortunately, I know 3 of us are going to miss a large portion of the water fest being in Greenville,
Sure.
but 2 will hang back. So
Nice.
I guess it's every other year thing that it kind of conflicts.
Yeah.
Or-
Well, last year was the first time it didn't in a long
Right.
time.
Okay.
Normally it does every
Yeah.
year.
Well, I like how Councilman Ashmore always says, unfortunately, you have to engage in that 4-letter word, work. Gotta have that work, so. All right, well, thank you, Josh Scaletti, Councilman Scaletti from the city of Beaufort for being here. Public comment, any council comment?
No, sir.
Okay.
Great job of fireworks.
Yep.
That was awesome.
That's just what I'm gonna reiterate. Thank you to everybody that came out. It was a great time, like you said, to see that many people come into Port Royal, have a great time, enjoy the 4th of July, enjoy, celebrate America, and then leave without really any incident. Like you said, civil way, clean, orderly. It's really great. It's special. And we have a good time with it every year. I just say, if anything, just be careful. It's really hot out there, heat advisory, so be careful. Look after each other, take care of each other, be smart. Everybody, I hope you have a fun rest of your summer and really try to get out there and enjoy Waterfest as much as you can, because it's really it's a special, special event every year. So, no further comments. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay. That's it. Y'all have a great day.